Let me quickly talk to you about super lawyers. So super lawyers is a legal directory. So in today's conversation, I'll be doing an in-depth review of this directory and also take an opportunity to give you a guide, an in-depth guide about how to approach, how to effectively navigate super lawyers to your advantage as a lawyer. Okay. So here's a presentation I want you to pay attention to. With its comprehensive list of lawyers from all 50 states, Super Lawyers is actually one of the top legal directories in the industry right now. And this legal directory makes it very easy for attorneys to showcase their legal services, especially when you think about it, to potential clients who have never dealt with your firm before. So the directory serves as a helpful guide for those looking to hire a lawyer by offering insight into your credentials, ratings, and backgrounds as an attorney. So you have a trifecta that's really quintessential on super lawyers. You have your credentials, your ratings, and also your backgrounds. By backgrounds, I'm talking about your professional background, what kind of cases you have handled in the past or are handling now, as a matter of fact. So if you're not on super lawyers, you are missing out on a vast number of prospective clients and their cases. So the super lawyers also has an award, a very prestigious award. So this award is actually a let's say a wonderful recognition within the legal community, known for its exclusive selection process involving peer nominations, independent research, and various indicators of professional achievement. So that's really big. Additionally, the Super Lawyers Review section gives an in-depth analysis of the best lawyers in every state, helping prospective clients make informed decisions. So the legal resources section also enables visitors to understand the ins and outs of different legal cases, providing valuable information and tips on navigating through them. So the thing is that I want to talk to you about super layers as a legal directory, but also the selection process, because the selection process is really quintessential because it's pretty prestigious and it really adds an extra layer of let's say professionalism to super lawyers. So when you think about super lawyers, think about a popular lawyer rating service in the United States. In the United States, okay, and according to their official website, they use a patented selection process to rate the best attorneys across more than 70 practice areas. And the thing is that the super lawyers also rounds up a separate Rising Stars list. This is really for outstanding lawyers who are only 40 years of age or younger, or have 10 or fewer years of experience in the legal profession. So that's really kind of key. So let me talk to you now about the evaluation process. If you think about super lawyers as a directory, as a legal directory, what's the let's say the evaluation process? So first of all, the promises. When you think about super lawyers, let's talk about the benefits of super lawyers to attorneys. Okay, so in a way, the promises of being a super lawyer in your practice area are all about prestige, all about the level of caliber, legal caliber you want to project to potential clients. So this translates to a number of tangible benefits for your law firm. For instance, generate and close more law firm leads. So a super lawyer designation may not matter much to some legal professionals, but some prospects might consider the achievement when choosing a law firm. Also, your law firm can improve can improve your legal networking efforts. So, Super Lawyers provides tools that can help your lawyer networking efforts, such as events, advertising solutions, and legal directory listings. Also, you can increase your brand authority. So, firms in public-facing practice areas actually they'll always feature Super Lawyer badge on their law firm websites, and this can help a lot. This can help your firm in public-facing practice areas like immigration, healthcare, employment, when promoting books, blog posts, or social media channels. So, what are the super lawyer roadblocks? I've just given you some of the pros. What about the cons? Because nothing is perfect. Nothing is, let's say, fully perfect in this life. Okay. So on the surface, making it to the super lawyers list looks like a legit uphill battle. According to super lawyers, they only look at no more than 5% of all attorneys in each state. As for the Rising Stars list, they only consider no more than 2.5% of eligible attorneys. Now, super lawyers also state that they enforce a number of measures to keep the selection process as fair as possible. Is it true? Is it not true? We'll never find out. So they say no candidate can nominate themselves for consideration. There's an option to pay your way into the selection pool, and nominations from other lawyers in your own firm require supporting nominations outside your company. So while super lawyers expressly prohibit campaigning for nominations, cross nominations and sharing your intent to get nominated are not always flagged. Not to mention that such activities are difficult when you think about it to track. So this actually could be a little problematic. Why? Because it could create a gray area where lawyers who really want a super lawyer recognition can generate nominations through various networking activities. I mean, either directly or indirectly. So the question is, in the end, is the whole process fair? Is the whole process transparent? Is the whole process sort of equitable? And so this is not, the jury is still out because this is an area where, I mean, super lawyers can really do better by making things more transparent and fairer. Let me talk to you about the process here. When you think about super lawyers, what's the process? So I want to explore the step-by-step process of becoming a super lawyer. First, you have nominations. Very important, nominations. So lawyers can enter the candidate pool for super lawyers when they get a formal nomination from their peers in the states they are licensed in. Nominations from other lawyers within the same law firm are considered valid, but those lawyers outside the own firm carry a higher point value in the rating system. They cannot nominate themselves. So super lawyers' in-house team of experts can also nominate candidates when searching for new attorneys. The research department will go through national publications, local magazines, legal directories, and other sources. They'll then add a certain number of people to the candidate pool. So that's pretty good. The third and last method for candidates to join the pool is through informal nominations. An informal nomination is made by directorate users, past clients, or attorneys from states other than the one where the nominee is actually licensed. So that's really important, okay? And now there are some jurisdiction rules about nominations. Before you nominate someone for super lawyers, solicit nominations for yourself or put that badge on your website. Make sure that your state bar approves of these activities. Okay, we always want to make sure that you are in compliance with state bar activities. And with that in mind, thoroughly review the ethics board guidelines in your state. So this is important. So first thing is the nomination process. Now the nomination process is kind of quintessential because it really establishes a certain layer of transparency, a certain layer of fairness into the whole process, in the sense that you cannot really nominate yourself, right? Somebody has to nominate you. Somebody has to think that you are worthy of the super lawyer's badge, if you will. So the first part of the process is nomination, and remember that nomination just means that you are doing your best as a lawyer, and you hope to be acknowledged. You hope to be recognized by your peers, or by the public, or by the research department at super lawyers. Next, I want you to think about the evaluation process. So, if you are thinking about the super lawyers process after nominations, there is a step where your nomination is thoroughly assessed. Okay, super lawyers will evaluate candidates based on 12 criteria. I'll show you the 12 criteria on the screen later on. So 12 criteria. So since specific criteria have a larger maximum point value than others, they are not regarded equally. So the review board will assess the following factors. I'm putting this on the screen and I want you to really take a look. So first of all, you have verdict and settlements. So very quintessential sort of important criterion here. You have transactions, another important criteria. So transactions in the sense that what you have done in the last in the last year in terms of dollar amount, so transactions. You also have clients represented. So if you have a lot of clients, when it comes to clients representation, quality is as important as quantity. If you have if you have represented a lot of clients, that really counts too. But if you don't represent a lot of clients, but your clients are prominent, let's say you represent, let's say movie stars, celebrities, or what have you, this will also add. So quality is as important as quantity. Another criterion in the evaluation process is your legal experience. Okay, how many years have you been practicing law, and at what level? Okay, are you just like a small town sort of lawyer, or you're doing something big? Okay, so legal experience, honors and awards also will play an important role. But honors and awards, those must come from a reputable sort of institution, special licenses and certificates. So if you are a CPA, in addition to being a lawyer, if you're a CFE, if you are a CIA, like a certified internal auditor, like those are important elements. And your position in the law firm, professional and bar activities will also help you out big time. Okay, pro bono and community service, scholarly talks and writings, those add an extra layer of credibility and a validation to your candidacy. You have education and work history. So education and work history is kind of different from your legal experience, okay? And you also have other notable accomplishments, and those are actually left to the discretion of the nomination team at Super Lawyers. Next, you have peer assessment by practice area. Let me quickly remind you that working to raise points in the 12 indicators, the 12 categories I spoke to you a little earlier about, you have to understand that you can't do this overnight, right? You need to fully commit to providing excellent legal service to your clients, growing your business through attorney marketing, and becoming active in legal and local communities. And the rest will take care of itself, okay? If you do the right thing, the rest will take care of itself. So criterion number 3, you have the peer assessment by practice area. So the candidates with the highest point totals in each practice area are selected to serve on the blue ribbon panel. As part of the blue ribbon review process, those panelists are tasked with assessing other attorneys within their specialty areas. And the cool thing is each panelist receives a list of candidates in their field, which they then evaluate and rate on a scale from 1 to 5. It goes from 1 to 5. And of course, 5 being really, really great. So this peer recognition system plays a key role in the Super Lawyers rating system, ensuring that only top legal professionals, as judged by their peers, are recognized. Okay, you do not want to have like a, let's say, a quote unquote stranger in the whole process. So I want you to think about that blue ribbon review step. Okay, that's the peer assessment, blue ribbon review step. So one thing I want to say here is that if you don't make the blue ribbon panel, the outcome of your super lawyer designation lies, in their evaluation. Your networking efforts, dedication as a legal professional, career achievements, and a long-term work ethic will make a difference in here. And then you have the final decision. So candidates are divided into 4 firm sizes. That's really important. Another quartet. So you have 4 firm sizes. The top ranks in each category are chosen. Super lawyers include 5% of all lawyers in the state. Each candidate is subjected to a last internet check to ensure no ongoing issues that would negatively affect the lawyer. And the lists are published yearly in Super Lawyers Magazine state and regional editions, and inserts in major cities or regional publications and newspapers. So that's really important, okay? And so one thing I want to say here is that once selected, Super Lawyers will publish the results in their magazine and advertising material on an annual basis. And if you make the cut, you should also be able to find your name on the Super Lawyers website. Finally, I want to talk to you about the selection procedure for Rising Stars. So the Rising Stars list is selected similarly to the Super Lawyers list, with one exception. candidate must be less than 40 years old or have been in practice for less than 10 years to be considered for Rising Stars. Okay, and the super lawyer selection process is the initial step for all lawyers. Suppose a candidate meets any of the Rising Stars eligibility standards but is not chosen for the Super Lawyers Award. In that case, they must go through the Rising Stars selection process. Up to 5% of the state's attorneys can be found on the Super Lawyers list, while only 2.5% can be found on the Rising Stars list. Let me talk to you about marketing here. So, I want to talk about Super Lawyers marketing proven growth tactics. So, there are several ways that law firms can leverage the Super Lawyers directory. So, let me outline for you a few tactics, a few hacks to really help you out. So, you want to mention Super Lawyer listings on Super Lawyer listing on your website. That's really important. Okay. So, the most obvious way to market your Super Lawyers listing is to promote it directly on your site. At least you control that part. So mention it directly on your site. You can incorporate the super lawyers listing into your law firm website content in several ways. One approach involves adding the super lawyers badge to your web pages. Additionally, you can mention that you are listed on super lawyers in your about us content. You can also explore super lawyers directory marketing services. So if you're a big fan of the super lawyers brand and hold the super lawyers designation, you should explore its built-in paid marketing tools to maximize your visibility. You can run targeted ads directly on the platform to reach potential clients. Those ads often come at a lower cost compared to traditional lawyers pay-per-click PPC campaigns. However, the downside is that these campaigns don't offer the same reach as broader platforms like Google or even Facebook. So it's something to really think about, okay? And you have to really think deep as to the like your goal here. So to be completely transparent, advertising on Super Lawyers platform can be tricky. Whereas platforms like Google allow you to set up campaigns and start advertising immediately, Super Lawyers requires you to jump through a few extra hoops. The first step to advertising on the platform is purchasing your profile. Once the platform's team approves an award nomination, they will create a profile for you and add you to the directory. However, you have very little control over this profile unless you purchase it. So purchasing a profile can sometimes cost up to a few $100s a month. And after your profile has been purchased, you can pay additional fees to launch advertising campaigns on the platform. So due to complexities of this system, many lawyers to just prefer to hire PPC services for attorney and get things done another way. Okay, so be very careful as to how you want to play that part of the whole super lawyers directory sort of visibility. I mean, being listed in the super lawyers directory really enhances your law firm's visibility and search engine rankings. That's for sure. Okay, that's definitely for sure. Let me close to this conversation by talking to you about rivals here. So, first, let me talk about Super Lawyers versus Avo versus Justia, because not Justia, because Super Lawyers is not really alone in this very crowded legal directory market. Okay, Super Lawyers is by no means the only game in town regarding online legal directories. Two of the most popular options out there are Avo and Justia. The question is, how does Super Lawyers stack up to these other directories? So, where Super Lawyers sets itself apart from these alternatives is its exclusivity. This exclusivity means you compete against fewer attorneys on the platform, and the Super Lawyers designation is a commendation conferred only upon those who have undergone a rigorous selection process, elevating, let's say, badge holders above their peers and providing reassurance to clients. The downside, as I said a little earlier, is that getting on the super lawyers list is a process and a lengthy one at that. So this is important now. To sum up, Avo and Justia are easier to join and offer as many benefits as super lawyers, if not more. With that in mind, we actually recommend joining both platforms, even if you decide to pursue a super lawyers listing. You can also check out our videos, our reviews of Justia for lawyers, and also the AVO Lawyer Marketing Guide. Okay. So before we close today's conversation, is the Super Lawyers Directory right for your firm this year? So the Super Lawyer, really this video highlights the value for both lawyers and clients, right? But some concerns remain. I mean, the selection process for the super lawyer's distinction may have conflicts of interest, and the criteria used are not fully transparent. So, super lawyers maintains its rankings based on its own opinions of what makes a good attorney, with no clear explanation of how certain factors weigh more than others. So, if you got to really ask yourself if a super lawyer's badge is going to enhance your particular, let's say, practice or not. And you can also let us know in the comment section, and we'll just maybe help you decide more, or decide more clearly. So, closing arguments into this conversation, I spoke to you about super lawyers. This was a directory review. I also gave you a few guide, like a specific guide here. So I give you the presentation, the evaluation, the process. So in the evaluation, I spoke about the pros and cons of super lawyers, the process, so nomination, evaluation, peer assessment, final decision, and also I gave you a little bit about marketing when it comes to super lawyers, as well as rivals Avo and Justia. Thank you so much. God bless you. I will see you next time. Until then, remember, stay marvelous.